Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and people. Welcome to episode 2 of MNW In A Nutshell. This is Flashbang's sister show, Warzone. This is episode 1 of Warzone In A Nutshell for the show that happened on Saturday, the 21st of August, 2021, Pacific Daylight Time. And I like the fact that this is the first episode of Warzone's Nutshell because it is actually also the first episode of the official Warzone show on a new channel. But in terms of the Nutshell series, I will introduce myself again as your host in case you are just here for the Warzone portion. My name is Carla Bader and I am from Melbourne, Australia. So sorry if you may not understand my accent. My passions are music, art, and also maths. Yes, believe it or not, maths. In terms of the MNW community, I am the official bookkeeper and statistician, so I keep the records on what happens in these shows. So without further ado, let's go through some of those records and see what happened in Warzone's first ever episode on Dr. Caliban's channel. First of all, we have an in-ring promo and we think, what on earth is Mr. Lawson doing on Warzone? Go home! You belong on Flashbang! Usually when Mr. Lawson comes out to the ring, we think, oh, he's got some bad news or someone's upset him. But then hang on, don't judge a book by its cover. It's not all that bad. He's just here to introduce our new general manager of Warzone, Firing Line's own Mr. Jerry Aldini. And so as Jerry comes onto the ring, Mr. Lawson congratulates him of this position. And then he asks Jerry a few questions, just tells him what's going on. And says, obviously not to mess things up. Because what happens when things get messed up, a bit like when Flashbang has messes and things have to be sorted out. Jerry says he knows what he's doing. Lawson asks, are you aware of the murder cave? Who's going to be facing Zarko Duo? Jerry reveals that it will be Grizzly Adams and that match will be taking place in the following week. There is also the stuff about Legion, what's going on with Legion. And then Lawson mentions that Jerry apparently puts a tag team tournament on the first show of Warzone. Like, is he that keen? Yes, he is that keen. And he says he knows how to handle the first ever tournament. And he has even already drafted the brackets. The first 2 matches of the Warzone tag team tournament are going to happen tonight. So then we have our first ever match of the new Warzone. We have a showcase match. I will explain how they work again. It is elimination and falls count anywhere, 8 competitors in the ring, 7 pins or submissions, which gives you 1 winner. Once again, I will announce the competitors in order that they were eliminated. So first of all, we have the new leader of High Voltage, Aiden Zero, who came at rank 8. We have the storyteller who was once in a faction called the Order, and then for a while he was on the Faces of Fear, but who knows where he's at now? Sometimes stories are a mystery, and the storyteller, no matter where he is, will always have a story to tell. He is at rank 7. And then we have TJ the Mint Gable, who is the 3rd member for the faction, the Absolute Units. Thanks to TJ the Mint Gable now having an owner, he can be in more matches such as this one. He achieved rank 6. And then we have Sir McCheese, our knight, who used to be on the Republic, but ever since the team split apart, I am not exactly sure where Sir McCheese is now. Hopefully I'll have some assistance there determining his current position. He came at rank 5. And then we have the faking Earl King Wes, who actually debuted on Warzone but then went over to Flashbang. And he's been causing some trouble on Flashbang for quite some time, but the reason he's back on Warzone is because he, as the team captain of the Empire of Terror, lost to a Warzone Games match, and the condition was that the losing captain would be sent to Warzone. So here is Earl King West at his first match back on Warzone. He achieved rank 4 of the showcase match. And then we have our space pirate, Yakiniku Party. We are not sure where he's been for a while, but all of a sudden he's back in this showcase match. We look forward to seeing where he will go in subsequent weeks. He has achieved rank 3. And then we have our Tiefling Enthusiast, who is also a member of the faction D&D on Flashbang, although Raptor Neuro dominantly spends his time on Warzone, such as in this showcase match. He achieved rank 2. And then we have Azra, the Cave Woman. But apparently this wasn't, well, Azra is actually her identity, but for some time they were known as Unga Bunga. So Azra, showing off her new gear and her new enthusiasm, has achieved the win for the showcase match with a pinfall. In terms of Azra Unga Bunga, I do not think she's on the tag team of Thunder Bunga anymore. There was a little bit of an issue between them and Max, so we'll see what happens in terms of Azra's pathway and Max's pathway. But let's go on to the next event. We have our first audio promo of the night done by the returning Jack Abbott. In his audio promo, Jack talks about where he has been for some time and that he's getting his mind and body back together. Obviously, it's been a little while off the ring, so he has to compose himself, see what's been going on, maybe do some observations, and most of all, he is ready to kick some ass. So as long as he has the enthusiastic fighting spirit, I'm sure he will be fine getting back onto things. And then we have our second in-ring promo. He is one of our champions. Yes, we have multiple champions on MNW Warzone. This is our big oof champion, Bart Ender. And he is calling out Car Caradon. Car Caradon is a rookie who has won quite a few matches lately. And so he has, unfortunately, gained the attention of Bart Ender. Unfortunately for Bart Ender, but fortunate for Car Caradon, as he wants that title shot. He wants to take that title off Bart Ender. And Bart Ender says, "Don't you run your shark mouth at me." Bart Ender will not be overlooked. He will not have a short reign with the title. However, because Car Caradon wants it so badly, there will be a match between Bart Ender and Car Caradon, a title defense match in the following week. And then, as announced in the first in-ring promo, we have our first tag team tournament match of the night, match number 2. We have High Voltage's Leonid Sanchez and Wonderball going against Legion's Louis McDonald and Trice. We always know that the show must go on, so I would rather go on than start the recording again. So in this case, High Voltage lost to Legion. Louis McDonald had pinned Leonid Sanchez. So Legion will be proceeding to round 2 of the tournament, which will happen, I think, the week after this one, as this week there has to be another 2 matches for the first people in the bracket. And now that I think about it, round 2 could even be a month away. The second audio promo of the night comes from our social outcast Lucia, Ignacio Cervente. And in this promo, Ignacio felt good about his match the previous week. He won against Mega Blitz X. Too bad that people are talking about colour theory, he says. Go colour a dinosaur. And then he asks, all of a sudden, where can he wreck stuff? He says that even though competitors may be more technical, stronger and faster, those things don't matter as long as you are smarter than your opponent. And that is exactly why Ignacio Cervente won that match last week. But then we can also understand from these promos why he's a bit of a social outcast. We have our third in-ring promo done by former Warpgate Hardcore Championship, Daggerick. And for those of you who are wondering, the Warpgate Hardcore Championship is another title that Warzone offers for its strongest competitors. The people with this belt get involved in Extreme Rules matches. And so Daggerick is trying to make a point here. He's been, behind for a little while, but he's been the champion before, so he thinks he has what it takes to win it again, with the current title holder being McMorgan the Scotsman. Daggerick says, I need a match, I need this opportunity. And so he says he should be the one to take it off McMorgan, not Papusa or Hyrold. And he found Jerry in the backstage corridors. He goes, Jerry, you know, why isn't it me? Why do I have to go against 2 other men? And Jerry Aldini's like, okay, I will put on a triple threat. You guys fight it out. And then Daggerick's like, okay, I'm happy with that. I'll fight it out. I'll prove that I have what it takes. And then we have audio promo number 3 from the butler of Blood Money, Mr. Butler. He reveals why he took out Sparrow. He wouldn't have been found out if it wasn't for the damn ringtone going off on his mobile phone. And he thought that the Outlaws, Theron Eldrazi and CJR Killer, had done enough to cover him up. But apparently not. Mr. Butler says, though, that he will finish what he started 4 weeks ago, and he's going to clip the wings off that bead. And then we have our third match of the night, a singles match, linking on from the last promo. Mr. Butler against Sparrow of the Sentinels, who is accompanied by his fellow tag team member, Daverman. Sparrow won that match as he pinned Mr. Butler. We have our fourth audio promo of the night, Sir Uncle Dunk of Blood Money. He's the richest guy in the universe, so to speak. In the audio promo by Sir Uncle Dunk, he firstly states that he is still the reigning Nexus Titan Championship, yet another championship of the Nexus. Don't you forget that, he says. Now, where was he after the match with Burnout Vaughn? Why wasn't he seen? Apparently, he was at Disney World for a much-needed vacation. But, with the twist of the corporate traitor he is, that heel he is, no other children were allowed in the park. Yes, the gates were locked with everybody standing outside and clamouring at the metal as Sir Uncle Dunk enjoyed all the attractions to himself. But then, apparently, the reporter goes, "This just in, ladies and gentlemen. A pair of green men in unitards are rampaging across Disney World upon learning that it was reserved entirely by an unknown wealthy donor. They claim to be looking for the man responsible to, and I quote, tie the gate to me truck while the main man drives it off Splash Mountain." More news as it develops. So, yeah, Sir Uncle Dunk thinks that wasn't the Revenant and Gorewheel. I'd say otherwise, but we don't know until we have evidence. And then we have our fourth in-ring promo of the night, our 8th promo by the funky one, Da Funk. And in this, Da Funk is saying, you know, why aren't the funky beats in the tournament? But he knows why. His tag team partner, DJ Milsner, has gone off for a little while. He is doing a tour, taking on this tremendous opportunity. So, while DJ Milsner is taking opportunities of his own, Da Funk is going to take opportunities of his own to get his funk back, get his stride back. Da Funk wants to be in the title picture, so he's going to try for singles gold. Any singles gold he can get, he says he will work his way up to the top, as you do apparently have to work through some of the other belts before you can become the world champion. But Da Funk has it in him. Baby, this is the era of Da Funk. And then we have audio promo number 5 from, wait, didn't I see this name yesterday? Is he on Flashbang or is he on Warzone? Make up your mind, Wilson, son of Will. What is wrong with you? Why are you so attention-seeking? Why are you so annoying? Let's just get to recapping this promo, shall we? So first of all, Ryan Balaveres of the Wilson Observer newsletter has no right to be asking Wilson questions according to Wilson, son of Will. Wilson complains about receiving correspondence from Juan, the legal representative, instead of Majak, who it should have been. And then also he complains about Jack Abbott knocking out Wilson, son of Will, for that win. Everybody fears work rate Wilson, so he says, having to resort to scheming and other underhanded tactics. Okay, Wilson, son of Will, so you're calling me a coward as well. Everybody but you is a coward. Okay, I should stop. I'm being a bit biased here. Next! Match number 4 of the night, we have our singles match. We have the Constant Nightmare, Constantinople, going against Mega Blitz X of Omega Club. Mega Blitz accompanied by his fellow faction members, Alpha Kong and Kelly. And Constantinople takes the win as he pinfalls Mega Blitz X. We have our 6th audio promo of the night. It's one promo, but as there are 2 characters, they're responding to each other. Nice Ice and Maximilian Thunder Thighs. In this promo, Nice Ice says that as a leader of the locker room, he must point out Max's disgrace. He must tell the people what is right and what is wrong. And Max T. Thighs works for children, for goodness sake. He needs to set an example. A lot of people apparently want to know what's been going on with Max. Like, what is going on? I guess we'll find out eventually. Max did say to Nice Ice that if Nice Ice can win a match against him, he can open a letter. What does that letter contain? I guess we will find out. So that leads on to the 5th match of the night, a singles match, which is indeed Nice Ice against Maximilian Thunder Thighs. However, unexpectedly, Maximilian Thunder Thighs wins that match, pinning Nice Ice. So that letter can't necessarily be opened just yet. Maybe another stipulation will take place, maybe in a promo. Once again, we will find out eventually. And then we have our 7th audio promo, the Sith Lord XR Kun. In XR Kun's promo, well, he was in that Pick Your Poison match. It was him and Dr. Grimm picking, opponents for each other. He commends Dr. Grimm for his selection efforts. He says that they knew how to take each other down. XR Kun was bested by his former apprentice Fear Strikes. But XR Kun hasn't been brought down. He has rather been reminded of the chains that he must now break. He will set you free. And then we have our 5th in-ring promo, which is Dr. Grimm. In the order it is, he was probably responding to XR Kun. He gives credit to XR that Grimm couldn't prepare for a match against the Creation. No, he couldn't possibly prepare for it because the Creation isn't even on this roster. So how did he know that Christopher Caliban was coming into that ring? And then about that handshake. Well, even though the doctors once again didn't want that handshake to happen, they will, move past the issue. The doctors will simply continue their own work, their real work. Grimm also wants to find the secret of the Nexus, and he says to Caliban that he can change the Nexus, so he can get the upper hand. This mysterious scientific Dr. Grimm, what will he do next? And then we have our 8th audio promo done by R. Sawyer, V3.6 and Malice of Meme in an apparent registration for the tag team tournament. In this promo, Malice insists that registration is required for the tournament, in which he sends R. Sawyer through the dark, damp vents to get to Anon's HR office. But R. Sawyer, why isn't Malice helping him? Why does he have to do this? And then he thinks to himself, is this punishment for losing to Grizzly Adams? It takes a while, but Malice eventually helps R. Sawyer out of those vents while playing Pac-Man for some reason. And that's that promo there. And then we go into our 2nd and last tag team tournament match of the night. We have the O-Lords, one of the oldest tag teams of Sasquatch Wing and Raphael Sampson, going against Chained Hell, one of our newer tag teams containing Flame Revenant and Hightower. Chained Hell have had the titles for quite a bit, even though the Toxic Wastelanders are our current champions. Chained Hell did have a good run, so them graduating to round 2, we will see if they can get those titles back again. And then our final match of the night, our main event, is a triple threat match between Laird Highrold, Papoose Monkey PI and Daggerick, a number 1 contendership match for the Warpgate Hardcore Championship, currently held by McMorgan. In this match, Papoose Monkey won as he tapped out Daggerick. So in the following weeks, Papusa Monkey will get to face McMorgan at an opportunity to win that Warpgate Hardcore belt. And then we have our first video promo, our one and only video promo of the night from Devon. Devon gives his own peace of mind about, yep, you called it, Wilson, son of Will. Apparently, according to Devon, Wilson, son of Will, is a princess, at the same time a coward, a fact that Wilson can never stop complaining and just simply, could he just shut his mouth? If Wilson wants to be the best, he has to beat the best, and that also goes for any other competitor on Warzone or Flashbang. Otherwise, you can just simply leave MNW if that's not the place for you. If you're not getting your way, just go. That is Devon's peace of mind. And this brings us to a close on MNW Warzone, Saturday the 21st of August 2021. If you would like to catch the show live, please go to the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Dr. Caliban. The times are still tentative as this was his first episode, so it will either be 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. unless changed on further notice. Thank you for checking out MNW in a Nutshell, and we will see you next week.